All right, hey dudes. Tonight we're looking at the NodPod V2 and then the counterweight pouch. So I'm going to try to do all this just in this point of view. So as far as I know, this is the first time NodPod has put out any actual nylon type product. So in the past, like 3D printed battery case, like, yep, got it. Really cool stuff. But then you get those folks who are like, oh, I'll print my own, right? And if you can go and design that and print it, like, more power to you. I do not have the patience for any of that. So I like that somebody's willing to offer it. But the counterweight pouch implies a little bit more obvious labor, right? So pretty cool to see him making something in nylon, because it kind of like cements that, like, you gotta kind of go through him or fully invest in a sewing machine and whatnot. All right, so this is slightly older V2. This is, or I'm sorry, the one in here is a slightly older V2. So we're going to keep that in there. This is a little bit newer V2. So if you go on the website, this is what you're going to get. All right, so I'll walk you through the V2 really quick, and then we'll talk about the pouch. All right, so like I said, he's kind of gone through a handful of evolutions of this. This looks most similar to kind of where he started. And I really like this form factor a lot. Right, so he's scaled down the lid a lot, so there's nothing to thread on anymore, and it's not covering like half the body. It's about as minimal as possible, and there's just some shock cord tabs there to keep that secured, which is really all you need. There's not a lot going on here. Right. Once we get it open here, we pull the lid off. And then the configuration is pretty normal from what we've seen in the past. So you get 2 AA's, 2 AAA's, and then 2 each of CR123 or the half-size rechargeable batteries. Or you can do a full-length rechargeable battery by removing that insert. So if you're using rechargeable batteries, I believe you don't need the insert. If you're using CR123s, then you do. And there's a little spacer at the top here to account for a shorter battery, right? So that you are not, goodness, that goes in there way easier. I'm just under pressure, I'm sorry. So that you're not gonna have batteries rattling around and bouncing off the lid. Well-designed product that I'm making look silly right now. All right. There you go. So that's a total of up to 8 batteries, depending on what you need. But there's also in the lid a hidden coin battery compartment that is under this piece of foam. So when this is installed, and I'll get this in here correctly, you're not going to obviously see those coin batteries, and it's going to cut down on any noise from any rattling. And if this gets, for whatever reason, really gummed up in here and you can't shake it out, there's 2 reliefs cut in there. So you just stick a ballpoint pen or something, or tip of a bullet, and that'll pop that out so you can access your coin battery. So, you know, with this package, you can keep, you know, weapon lights good to go, nods good to go, GPS, headlights, and optics all set up within the NodPod. Now, the one problem that you'll run into with the NodPod is if you're using it as a counterweight, there's not a lot of weight there, just based on batteries. So that kind of drove the creation of the mounting solution here. So some of the obvious features on here, or not so obvious features. So it's obviously going to hold your NodPod, all right, and you just secure that with these top and bottom flaps. You also have these pieces of one wrap coming off the side, so if you want more security on the NodPod, you can tuck those under the flap there, and then that wraps around the side. You don't really need that, though, to secure the NodPod, so the other use of that is if you take it back on itself, you create this loop, and you can now secure comms wires on the back of your helmet. So if you've got headset mounted all the time for both ear pro and comms, and you don't necessarily need comms at any point in time, or you don't need dual comms, you can run the pigtail back to this and secure it. There's also this small webbing tab here, so if you want to kind of hard mount this or dummy cord it to your helmet, you can do that from both sides just fine. Additionally, there's an elastic loop, top and bottom. It really doesn't matter which top and bottom are, so I can, goodness gracious, I can flip this around and now, like, yeah, we've got that pull tab in there, but top and bottom is still top and bottom, right? All right, so loops top and bottom for chem light looping if you want. It'll fit a mini size chem light really well in there without much overhang off the Nod Pod. A full size chem light, you're gonna have some overhang, obviously. And then the last feature on here, which is very well hidden, is this front flap. What should be the top flap as you put this thing together. There's a side access in here, which runs the length of the pocket there. So if you need more weight in here, you can stick some lead weights in here, whether it be like the fixed lead weights, perhaps some ops core weights, or as he shows on his website, you can just pop open a shotgun shell and pour the shot in here and then seal it up. However you want to do it, right? If you don't want to invest in some, you know, purpose-built lead weights right away, try the shotgun shell route, see how that works out. Or if you need more coin batteries, a couple more AAAs, AA's, whatever, you can also put those in there as well. I will say the footprint is minimal, which is good. The exterior loop, obviously, you can put patches on there if you want. It will fit like a uniform size flag patch really well. Some of the more aggressive, like 3x5s, you're going to have some overhang. Not a huge deal, but potential of losing that as stuff snags on it. The 2x3 type, like OCP uniform patches will fit on here really nicely. So there you go. Nod Pod V2 and counterweight pouch. Really cool stuff from Nod Pod. I appreciate that he still keeps sending these things my way so I can show them to you guys, because they are wicked cool in my opinion and incredibly functional. So thanks for your time, guys.